Welcome to another episode of Eat, Smoke, Drink. I am reviewing another birth year whiskey. Birth year whiskies for me, every passing year becomes more and more expensive. So as I see them, I like to try them just because, I guess I'm investing in my future by drinking it now. That doesn't make sense, but anyway. As you can see, the bottle is empty. I actually transferred the last 100ml into a 100ml bottle because I didn't want it to oxidize and deteriorate too much, so I could preserve its goodness. So a little bit about Caol Ila. I love Caol Ila. Caol Ila is Diageo, absolutely mass produced. Their distillery is apparently super advanced, very computerized, and they just make vast amounts of spirits. But for something that is so mass produced, they have really stuck to the awesomeness of their roots and their style. But however, this one I believe is pre-shutdown. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we're discussing it during the tasting. This one is pre-shutdown, 1983, and these months are pre-shutdown. The month is distilled on November 8, 1983. So when this was distilled, I was only about 6 months old. How cool is that? Shit, that's actually quite disturbing. So this one here is pre-shutdown, and after the shutdown, everyone has said that Caol Ila has tasted very differently. I do agree. I've had pre-shutdown Caol Ila before, quite a few actually. I do quite like my Caol Ila, and I've also had more modern expressions of Caol Ila after the shutdown, and I like them both, but they are very different. However, this is also a single barrel, so you can't just compare it to your normal distillery bottlings. 31 years old, matured in a hogshead, 49.6. I am fucking excited because this, when I try something that's quarter century up, it just arouses me, It's like an eggplant, and it's like, you know what I mean? Okay. Yes, I refer to it as an eggplant. All right, let's get nosing. And once again, I'm using my blender's glass for maximum noseability. I don't even know if that is a term, but I'm trademarking it. Noseability. Okay. Oh my goodness. I love Caol Ila. Shit. I'm getting the peat straight away, but a mild form of peat. Mild form, tapered and degraded over 3 decades of aging. I'm getting a peat, but the peat has become like an old, it's like rubber that's been in the sun for a long time. Then you spray a garden hose to it, and then you get a little bit of that rubber smell, but it's been degrading. That's the kind of smell that I'm getting. I am getting grease, hinge and door grease, that thick black paste. And what I am getting from this whiskey right now is this overripe fruit. Okay, so when you've got fruit that's kind of borderline on decomposing because it's so overripe, but it's just good enough to eat. Yes, we've all been there. I'm getting that. What I'm getting on the nose, as strange as it sounds, I'm getting the faint whiff of durian, and I love it. It's got a funk to it. That peat and that spirit has become like a funky thingy. Oh, wow. Like overly sugared fruit, very sweet on the nose with a hint of smoke, a hint of peat, and a fair amount of smoke. I'm getting a meatiness to it as well, an oiliness, like a pork. I can't put my finger on it. It's not a bacon because it's not smoky enough. It's like bacon cross prosciutto. Let's just say pancetta, okay? Very faint hint of smoke, probably more black pepper, but it's definitely porky, it's salty, it's meaty. Pancetta. I'm getting pancetta on the nose on this one. Oh man, the nose is just pleasurable. What I love about the nose is that it's just so full. I can't describe it any other way. It's just full. what you're smelling is just such a intense sensation. I'm struggling to pick flavors out of it, but it's just a sensation overwhelming your nose. Oh, look, I love Caol Ila bottlings of Signatory. One of my favorites. When Signatory bottle Caol Ila, it is 99.99% excellent. Even the young ones, even the 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 11-year-olds, I get them all. They're excellent. But when you get a bottle like this, the shit's getting real. When you get a bottling like this, you know someone has given a left nut for it. You know that left nut giving is strong. That's what it is about. I don't know what that means, but just go with it. Let's get tasting. Let's get tasting. Oh, I can't stop smelling it. I am getting a maple whipped cream. I'm getting pumpkin pie and maple whipped cream. That's what I'm getting. A bit of nutmeg, a bit of cinnamon, butter. How do you say that word? Vegetative nature of pumpkin. And I'm getting maple whipped cream. That's it. Oh, it just takes me back to when I had it. All right, let's get sipping. Oh, so fucking good. That is so good. That is so good. I am getting heavy oak weight. Not, it's hard to explain, but it's not overly tannin, but it's the heftiness of the oak influence, the wood influence is just so prominent. But it's not just a wood influence, it's like wood that's been soaked in salt. It's like going to the marina and you have this 50-year-old piece of wood on the docks that's had sea spray for frickin' decades, and you can smell it on a hot day. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting a slight steeliness to it as well. Like when you run your hands, not steeliness, I'll take it back. When you run your hands through galvanized nails and you smell your hand, it's got that galvanized, zinky kind of smell. I can't put my finger on exactly why, but it's got that. It's got an old ropes, faint, distant fire, smoked, grilled apricot and grilled nectarine. It's got black pepper heat, and the meatiness is definitely there. Definitely pancetta. There's a meatiness to it, but it's also a high-fat salami that I'm getting now. It's salty, a burst of saltiness, and a burst of smoky and pepperiness, and that fat. You know when you have a salami and it's like big chunks of fat in the middle? Oh, nothing's better than that. I'm getting that right now. That chunky fat salami. Thinly sliced, it just melts in your mouth. That's what I'm getting from this. Oh, wow. I'm getting a old dusty books, but more like an old wet leather. I'm getting old wet leather, and I'm getting a firewood shed in the summer. Where you open it and the shed's been heating up in the sun, and then you get like a kind of that moist woody kind of smell. Like a pine wood. I'm getting that wood shed. Imagine that filled with pine, and that's what I'm getting. That pine resin that's drying in the heat. Absolutely fantastic. It's uber complex. It's ultra powerful. The finish is long, viscous, oily, complete. it's a mouthful, there's no mucking around, and it's just a robust whiskey. It's a robust whiskey. But there's no hint of new make. The barrel influence in this is just phenomenal. It is, the involvement of the barrel in the years is just complete. It is like a ever-present father, not a father that goes downstairs to get cigarettes and never comes back. And it's just like absolutely present the entire time. The barrel influence is just so complete. I don't know if it's a refill. I don't think it is because it says matured in a hogshead. Otherwise it'll say refill hogshead. But this barrel has just done its job perfectly well and absolutely stunning. We could probably still track down these bottles. Oh, so good. We can probably still track down these bottles around, but I don't know if you will easily find them. Probably not, but I guess the review today, I mean, this was bottled in 2015, so 6 years ago. So I'm not expecting you to go hunt for this particular bottle unless you can. Then haul yourself out and get one. But this bottle is more to highlight to you when you see a Signatory Caol Ila of decent age, get it. Don't hesitate, get it. Even if it's post shutdown, get it anyway, because Signatory Vintage and Caol Ila is like a match made in heaven. It's like a match made in heaven. Absolutely fantastic. And that's all really. I mean, it's just absolutely astonishingly good. I mean, this is such a great bottling of this particular distillery, and Signatory does it super well. Until next time, make sure you eat, smoke, drink. And have you had this particular bottle before, or some old Signatory Vintage Caol Ila? I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Until next time, cheers. Oh, wait, before I forget, cigar pairings. I'd probably go for something a little bit mellow for cigar pairings with this, because even though it's Caol Ila and it's a peated Islay, it's not exactly a peat bomb, okay? It's not like the peat, it's not like an Ardbeg where the peat just smashes you in the mouth, you know? It's not quite like that. It doesn't, the peat doesn't turkey slap you. So I would say something mild and something, and something, not mild, but something that's not too spicy would be great. Because it's a 31-year-old, it is a very special bottle. You're looking at upwards of $800 for a bottle like this. So I would say match up with something awesome, like a Edition Limitada Cohiba, or a Cuban, something luxurious, or even an Opus. A lighter Opus would be great with it. Maybe like a Perfection. That would be fantastic. Or even a Padron. A Padron would be quite nice with this as well, like a 1926 or a Family Reserve would be nice, or even the 50th anniversary or something like that. Something special for something special. That's really what I'm trying to get at. I don't like to have these special bottles with just any old stick. It's just kind of really silly. It's a disrespect. To my OCD, I think it's a disrespect to the bottle, because 31 years, the least you can do is give it a good fucking cigar. You know what I mean? Not some crappy ass factory smokes. God damn it. Anyway, cheers. Thank you.